Though evil people plot and kill, does God win in his time? Let's examine wicked Athalia's plan and God's victory through Jehoiada the priest in 2 Kings 11. After Jehu had killed Ahaziah, king of Judah, what did Ahaziah's mother do to take the throne? When Athalia, Ahaziah's mother, learned of her son's death, she immediately destroyed the entire royal family. But Jehosheba, King Jehoram's daughter, and Ahaziah's sister, secretly took Ahaziah's son Jehoash from the rest of the royal children who were about to be murdered, and hid him in a bedroom along with his nurse. In this way, Jehoash was hidden from Athalia and wasn't murdered. He remained hidden with his nurse in the Lord's temple for 6 years while Athalia ruled the country. How did Jehoiada, the priest, protect and announce Joash as king of Judah? Joash, son of Ahaziah, had hidden in the Lord's temple 6 years. Then in the 7th year, Jehoiada the priest sent for the commanders of the king's special bodyguards and the commanders of the palace guards. They met him at the temple, and he asked them to make a promise in the name of the Lord. Then he brought out Joash and said to them, "Here's what I want you to do. 3 of your guard units will be on duty on the Sabbath. I want 1 unit to guard the palace. Another unit will guard Sur Gate, and the 3rd unit will guard the palace gate and relieve the palace guards. The other 2 guard units are supposed to be off duty on the Sabbath, but I want both of them to stay here at the temple and protect King Joash. Make sure they follow him wherever he goes, and tell them to keep their swords ready to kill anyone who tries to get near him." The commanders followed Jehoiada's orders. Each one called together his guards, those coming on duty and those going off duty. Jehoiada brought out the swords and shields that had belonged to King David and gave them to the commanders. Then he gave the weapons to their guards, who took their positions around the temple and the altar to protect Joash on every side. Jehoiada brought Joash outside, where he placed the crown on his head and gave him a copy of instructions for ruling the nation. Olive oil was poured on his head to show that he was now king, while the crowd clapped and shouted, "Long live the king!" What was Athalia's reaction once she discovered the plot to install Joash as king? When Athalia heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she went into the house of the Lord to the people. And when she looked, there was the king standing by the pillar, according to the custom, and the captains and the trumpeters beside the king, and all the people of the land rejoicing and blowing trumpets. And Athalia tore her clothes and cried, "Treason! Treason!" Then Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains, who were set over the army, "Bring her out between the ranks, and put to death with the sword anyone who follows her." For the priest said, "Let her not be put to death in the house of the Lord." So they laid hands on her, and she went through the horses' entrance to the king's house, and there she was put to death. What covenant did Jehoiada the priest make with the king and people? Then Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord, the king, and the people, that they would be the Lord's people, and another covenant between the king and the people. So all the people of the land went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. They broke its altars and images into pieces, and they killed Mattan, the priest of Baal, at the altars. Then Jehoiada the priest appointed guards for the Lord's temple. He took the commanders of hundreds, the Carites, the guards, and all the people of the land, and they brought the king from the Lord's temple. They entered the king's palace by way of the guard's gate. Then Joash sat on the throne of the kings. All the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet, for they'd put Athalia to death by the sword in the king's palace. How old was Joash when he began to reign as king of Judah? Jehoash, or Joash, began to reign as king when he was 7 years old. How are we empowered to overcome temptations and values opposed to God? For whatsoever is born of God overcomes the world, and this is the victory that overcomes the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcomes the world but he that believes that Jesus is the Son of God? Though evil people plot and kill, does God win in his time? You decide.